Welcome to What's Happening in Your Neck of the Woods with your talk show host, Dr. Elenora Woods. And yes, today we have one of the most powerful men in this city on the show with me. Don't ask me how I got him. That's my secret. It's Mr. James Moreland.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Thank you, Dr. Woods. Wow, what a greeting.
Yes, this man right here. I did my homework, and you know how you talk to people every day. You see them going about their daily, business, everything, and you just don't think nothing much about it. Just, hey, Mr. Moreland, da da da. And I did my research, and this man right here is probably one of the most powerful people in this
Mm.
community, and he quiet really. He real quiet and smooth, don't hardly speak above a whisper type of guy. And man, the stuff that you have done in this city, and in
Mm,
particular in the community that affect people that look like you and me,
yeah.
you have been an instrumental key player in improving the lives of African Americans in the city of Chattanooga. And I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wood, for such a greeting. I think it's important for all of us to try to reach and touch others, to give back to our community. I think that is a real challenge for all of us to do. And whatever I've been able to do, I thank God for it. I want to do a lot more. People like you, we put our tools and resources together, we can make a lot of good stuff happen.
Yes, and I'm going to speak to that because, I reached out to you because I read up on you and I thought, wow, this man right here is a hidden gem in this community. And everybody knows that just about everybody's trying to do a little something. Everybody's
Hmm.
founded their foundations and their nonprofits. Everybody is trying really hard to improve the lives of Black people in this community. And it's not just Black people trying to improve Black people's lives, it's white people too trying
Yeah.
to improve Black people's lives. And it's like we got little fragments over here, little fragments, they call them silos, but we got everybody trying to do something. But if we would just
Together, that's true.
come together and pull all of our talents and our skills, our resources, the people that we know that are in high places that may like you, that may not like me, but because they like you, they'll
Hmm.
work with me, or they may not like you, but they like me, and because they like me, they'll work with you. So it's about uh, bridging the gap, pulling people of diverse backgrounds together, people from different walks of life, pulling everybody together, and I'm sorry about that, pulling everybody together and having us to work together. And that's what we have done. The Allen Park Development Corporation, which is the only African American CDC, which is a community development corporation, 501c3 nonprofit, has formed partnerships with various agencies and people across this great city. And we're going to do the darn thing. We're going to do
Yeah.
it. And we have partnered with Mr. Moreland. He is probably one of the top notch person with workforce development in this community. And that's why we got you here today, because I want you to talk about, first of all, who you are,
Yeah.
in the city of Chattanooga. What have you done since a little boy coming on up? And what got you involved with workforce development? I know Avondale is probably looking like one of the best neighborhoods in the city of Chattanooga. You all have really, really improved Avondale. And I know it's a work in progress, but it's because of you and other people working with you that Avondale is making this beautiful transition. So I want you to kind of talk about you first, talk about how you got involved and why it's important to get involved in the community and what you have done in Avondale and throughout the city to positively impact the lives of African Americans in the workforce development uh,
All right.
vicinity.
Thank you, Dr. Woods. I worked for DuPont Company for 30 years, and I have to say, pretty well defined to doing that. And I retired in 1992, young man, 48 years old,
Wow.
and I started looking closely at what was going on in my community, how it was impacting people. And I guess the thing that was a real motivator for me, I knew people, school teachers that had worked in the school system teaching our kids over 60 years. And I saw they had become somewhat of a prisoner
Mm,
in their own home. Violence had kind of increased, and a lot of things that had happened that had really just kind of changed that East Chattanooga Avondale community. I really feel like that area had been listed kind of as a dumping ground.
mm.
Anything other parts of the city didn't want, dump it in Avondale or dump it in East Chattanooga. So it was a real struggle. And I would have to say at that current time, our political leaders was not looking at Avondale as a viable community.
Mm.
It was kind of like a side city, a side community. So we kind of got involved with how can we make some changes? How can we open some doors for some people? How can we have young people to get excited about growing up in that particular community? So we first set out to try to make the community safe so that people would feel free to move around. People would feel free in their homes to not have to worry about someone shooting in the house and
Right.
those kind of things. So we set out to really make an impact on that. The other thing that was kind of going on in that East Chattanooga Avondale community, there is 9 different neighborhood associations. And I guess each association was kind of looking at themselves as a independent community.
Right. We do that.
We were not worrying about what's going on over here in that community and what affects one community. If you really dig and turn the layers back, you're going to find that same thing affect other community
That's correct.
also. So we had to come to realization to kind of say, we need to come together as a community. Forget about whether it's Glenwood or Churchville or Avondale or East Chat.
Push
Forget
town.
about all
Yeah.
of that. And let's come together and talk about how this community, and let's call ourselves East Chattanooga, and that kind of include all of us, how we gonna make a better place for us to live and work and raise our families. And we kind of started with that. People started coming together, some doors opened up, got some support, and things really started happening. And people started looking differently
Mm.
at the community and they had looked at it previously. One of the things that I truly believe deep, I mean really deep in my heart, that if a person can earn a decent living, I believe he or she can have a better lifestyle. They can raise their families, they can educate their kids, and I truly believe they'd be a better citizen in whatever community that they live in. And one of the things that really struck me was Chattanooga started bringing in different companies, which created a lot of different job opportunities.
Yes.
And yet and still, I saw a large number of people not working. Uh, I saw people struggling, working minimum wage job, and the question kept coming in my mind: why is it that people are working for $8 when they could have a job maybe making $20? And what we kind of find out, there was some things, good people.
Mm.
And a lot of time we kind of put a put a tag on people that those are just bad people. Yeah, unfortunately, we have some people that's doing some things that we're not proud of.
Right.
But we have more good people that want to do good, good intention, just don't know how to engage the system. And when I say engage the system, we still have a lot of people just don't know how to fill out what we would call a simple application.
Isn't that something?
Doing it in such a way, Dr. Wood, that who some employee look at that and get impressed with it. And a
Yes.
lot of people doesn't realize, but when an employee looks at an application, that process takes about 2 minutes. And that employer decide if I want to look further, do I want to throw it to the side?
That's right.
So
That's
we
what I
find there
do.
was a large number of people who just did not know how to fill out an application. And then we find out that if they got past the application process, A large number just didn't know how to go and sit down, look a person in the eyes,
Do an interview.
and say, I am the person that you need in your business. Didn't know how to do that. So therefore, they were rejected in getting a
Yes.
job. So myself and my partner, Miss Deborah Gunn, we set out to change that.
And what year was that you all started
We
this?
started this in 2019. We
2019.
started this in 2019, and we would go out into the community, talk to peoples about what we wanted to do to try to help them. Now, we did something a little bit different, Dr. Wood, with our process, realizing those two issues was a major cause, not being able to fill out an application, not being able to present themselves before an employer. One of the things, once the person gets to the place where they feel comfortable in doing that, then they got to go through the process of putting in an application and hope. I'll use the word hope they get a phone call for an interview. But what we did, we started working with some of our larger employers to say, you need good people. We want to bring you good people, but we don't want them to have to stand in line to try to get a job. We want you to come to us
Yes.
and interview these people right on the spot. They will know when they come that they're going to get an interview. The only thing they have to do is to prepare themselves for the interview.
And pass what? The drug test and all these other things.
The drug test would be second. They come in, and if that employer say, I like what I hear, I like what I see, then they would go through the process then having those young people to have a drug test and all of the other things that would be required for that particular company. But the first step is getting through the door.
Yes.
So that's what we concentrated on. And I'm so proud to be able to say, there was a young lady, Dr. Woods, that always stuck in my mind. She came to one of our classes. Our class was like 2 days.
Right.
And the second part of the class was the interview period. But she had 3 kids, and we didn't really know the personal stuff about her. But during a lunch period on the first day, she shared with the rest of the participants that she didn't really have food for her kids.
Wow.
We didn't know that, Deborah and I. So that group took up a love gift for her. I think it was like $300. They took up for her to go and buy her kids some food. So she went to work at one of our larger companies. And after about a month, she called me and wanted to know if she could speak with me. So I met her at Avondale Center, and she shared her story with me. She told me that when she was in the class, she didn't have food for her kids. And that class took up an offering that she could buy her kids some food. And she now was working and was making good money. And she wanted to give me $300.
Wow.
If we had another class where someone was struggling with food,
you're talking about
we could give them a stipend so that they could buy food. So that's what I call passing it on.
Yeah.
One person plant the tree, the next person enjoy the shade. And I thought that was just so motivating to me.
Oh, that just touched me.
Yeah.
Because you know what? People do judge folk, based on their economic status.
Yeah.
On how that person is. But truly, it's not your economic status or condition that determines who you are. It is your character. And I always say that. I'd rather have a poor person working for me that has good character than a wealthy person that's immoral and has bad character.
I agree.
Any day.
I agree.
Any day.
So what that really says, Dr. Woods, is there is a large number of people just need what I call a hand up. Not necessarily a handout.
Hand up.
Most people don't want a handout. They want a hands up. Give me a chance to help myself.
Yes.
And if we can lift them up and be that shoulder for them to lean on, then we can have success in helping people. And a good example of that, you are a dentist by profession.
Yes.
You could go in your office and do all of that great stuff around dentures and pull people teeth and all of that kind of stuff. But here you are out here in the community trying to make a difference, trying to impress people how we can work together to make a better world for all of us. Now, that's to me, if I ask myself a question, how many people's in your profession are doing that? I hand my hand out, I can't count any. So I congratulate you
Well,
for being
thank you.
that example
And
out
we
there.
do have a Mercy Dental Clinic, and I started the Dental Angel Fund Foundation in 2009 to help people who could
Mhm.
not afford those expensive prices, but they were in pain and they were suffering. And
Mhm.
every year, I support the veterans around the month of November and just do free care for them. And so, if you have much, much is required. And I
Mhm.
am one of those type of persons. I came from nothing.
Mhm.
You know, I was born into poverty, but there were people who gave me a hand up. There were
Right.
people that opened up the doors of opportunity that changed my trajectory.
Sure.
And so you may start off here,
That's right.
but if you have inside of you the desire to do better, if
Mhm.
there's people like you and organizations like Autumn Park Development Corporation that's there to assist people like me
Right.
at that time of my life, we can make it.
Sure.
And that's what it's all about.
Sure.
And so I am proud to be bringing Autumn Park Development Corporation on board with
Sure.
your workforce development agency and your workforce development agency coming on board with Autumn Park
Sure.
because we are here in the community to serve the community.
Right.
And we want to be an asset to this community. And that means partnering with everybody that we can find
Right.
that has the same mission and goal in mind, and
Sure.
that is uplifting our community. So I'm announcing that today that we have formed partnerships, and in our proposal to
Mhm.
the mayor, both mayors, Mayor Coppinger and Mayor Kelly,
Mhm.
we have asked that the workforce development budget piece be voted on and approved so that we could continue to do the good work that we do and that you can continue to do the good work that you do. Because it does take money. You all know that to do anything, but mostly it takes manpower.
Sure.
People like you that have the will and desire. Everybody that has money don't have the desire to help anybody.
Sure.
So it's only a few good people that really want to devote their time and their life. I'm
Right.
saying their life. And
Right.
that's not to say anything bad about other people that don't. God didn't make us all equally in that role.
Mhm.
But there are a good few number of us who really want to put in the time and give our own resources at time, definitely our time and energy into helping other people
Sure.
because God made us that way. So I want to again thank you for allowing Autumn Park Development Corporation to come into your life
Sure.
in your agency and be that platform for you also because we got a room out here for workforce development to operate out of. And I do know what you're talking about when you talk about people not being prepared for the job. Like you can have a job for people, but if they're not prepared for it, they'll fail at it.
That's right. They're
So
not
that
going to be able to keep it.
they won't be able to keep it. If somebody's children is hungry or someone is hungry and they don't even have a car, how they get to work, and then their first priority is to survive.
Right.
Let's get some food in their stomach.
And
And
Dr. Woods, from where the you are located, I think it's excellent. You are right in the community, and you just mentioned about people having transportation within a mile. You are located where a very large number of people are that need help, and if they started out walking 30 minutes early, they could get here to get
yes,
help. So I am so glad that you chose this location because, like our trade school, if it was way on the other side of town, then people probably wouldn't have the opportunity to get there to it. But because your love for the community and your background, where you came from, you know where you need to be in order to help the people who need help. And I congratulate you
Well,
for that.
thank you so much.
Sure.
And we have a team of folk. You know, everybody that you see around me and that I am around, I'm around people that are just like me, and they're
Hmm.
around people that are just like them. So there are just a huge number of people in my circle that believe and feel the same way that I do. So it makes it really easy for me to
Hmm.
go out and do the things that we are required to do to make our community better. So I want to thank all the folk. If I won't call names because I'll leave somebody's name off.
Yeah.
You know, they'll get mad. Well, you didn't mention my name. So all the people that have been involved with Autumn Park Development Corporation, WPTP Radio, which I'm the founder and CEO, but there are many people that are involved with everything that you see me do. So I do not walk alone. And God is number one because we couldn't have done any of this. We own
That's
this
correct.
facility. It's 48,000 square feet and 8 acres of land that we can develop. I mean, there's just so many things that played into play here with Allen Park Development Corporation getting this building. And
Right.
in this building, we can do a lot of things. We are the only CDC left in this city. As you all know, all the other CDs are no longer in existence, but we are also the only Black-owned organization at this level that own a piece of property worth over millions of dollars. So we are here, and we don't owe a dime, none but our taxes. And so we are here in this community. Right across the street is Emma Willer Home. We are in
Mhm.
the center of Autumn Park community, at the heart of this city, and where the socioeconomic status of the people here are primarily below poverty. So we are at the right place. You are at the right place.
Sure.
We are going to put our hands together
And
and
Dr.
walk in
Woods,
unison.
excuse me, I just encourage people to contact your office. They need jobs. We are in a position to help them get
Yes.
jobs if they want to help themselves. So, as you say, Alton Park Corporation can be the hub of bringing all of these different resources together. So it end up being a one location shop for all. Person that need GEDs to be more qualified, they can come through here to get direction where to go and get that at. People that need job, people that need other assistance, it's a golden opportunity for the community. And I certainly hope that people would take the advantage of it.
I got your office. I already got it marked in this building. So I might go get a nameplate and put it on your door so nobody else can get it. But the workforce development and job readiness is so important
It is.
that if you leave that out of the equation, people say education, got to get education, got to get education. That's true.
Yeah.
But education without money,
Yeah.
economics,
Yeah.
how will you take care of your family and survive?
That's right.
You got to have a job making money, and it can't be below what I would call livable wages.
Right.
It has to be livable wages where you can afford to take care of your family so you can get off of some of the governmental
Sure.
assistance programs.
Sure.
That's the biggest problem.
Sure.
You know, it's ways. So all the companies, how many companies do you have contracts with now that you're working with that you can send workers to?
We're actually working on like 13 different companies. And
Wow.
we, as I say, picked the larger companies. Anybody who pays less than $15 an hour, we don't work with them simply because we believe that if a person goes in making less than that, they're not going to be able to take care of the family.
That's correct.
So we are helping them to fail. So we try to work with the larger companies so when they do get a job, they can dedicate themselves to that job, make a career out of it, take care of the family, educate the kid, train the kids, just be a real force in the community, and then give back to the community. Once and say Alton Park Corporation help you, you get on your feet, don't get the big head. Turn around and say, Dr. Woods, how can I help? Here's a few dollars to go over in the pot to kind of help somebody who may not have food, some young person that may not have diapers for their kid.
Right.
So it's about reaching and touching. So this is a golden opportunity for the Chattanooga community.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So I know that Mayor Kelly is watching, and I know that Mayor Coppinger, when he gets time, will thumb back through, because we do record all of our interviews for people to look at later times and date. So you all are listening. This is not a one person organization. This is a organization consisting of the entire community that we serve, and that community primarily that we serve are those who are less fortunate than we are people who just need a hand up, and we want to turn our communities around. We're even working with those that are in law enforcement, because we also know that we're seeing a lot of tragedies in the Black community with regard to Black on Black crime. And so we're working on reducing that number. So we will have a conversation with our newest police chief about how we can work together with solving some of these crimes that we have and slowing that down or getting rid of those crimes, as we're working with the district attorney, Mr. Neil Pinkston, with a lot of ills that are going on in our community. So we'll be working with the law enforcement agency. We have them as partners. We're working with people like your organization to help get people jobs and training them, work readiness, all of those things. And we're working with our elected leaders as well, so that they'll have a part and say in how we need to do these things. So, and the Department of Education. We will have 0 to 4 daycare. We're about to get that license. We're working on that right now. We've got a person that's in the field that's working with us to make sure that our 0 to 4 educational program is top notch. I tell people, when you do stuff, do it with excellence. So our school will be done with excellence. So our little babies, when they're ready to go to kindergarten, they're kindergarten ready. Forget third grade. Forget that one. Let's start off with, are your babies ready for kindergarten? Because kindergarten is not where it starts. It starts from in the womb, actually.
That's right.
And then after that, you got to work with those babies when they're first born. It's we think of it as being simple, but it's those things that excite the brain cells. You know, the dendrites, the neurons that improve the child's IQ and their intellect. Touching the babies, talking to the babies, letting the babies see different colors. It's all those things that make the brain just go kind of crazy. And then that baby's intelligence score will go up, so that when they're in kindergarten, now they're ready. You know, that foundation has been set. The babies are coming in. They know their ABCs. My little baby's 18 months old. She says her ABCs. She can count. I mean, it's that, but you got to work with those babies.
Got to get that right.
So if you're at home, mamas and daddies, and you got your babies and they're not in preschool 0 to 4, then you need to be working with your babies. Get some books on what your baby should be doing by the time they're 6 months. Should they be turning over? Should they be raising their head? It's a lot of little things that you can catch early. If a child has some type of disability, you can catch it early.
Right.
And start working with that baby. Right. And then by the time they're in kindergarten, you'll know that they're on the right grade level. Right. That's a grade. Right. Kindergarten is a grade. So they've got to be ready. So if your kids are not in school at 0 to 4 and you've got them at home, then parents, you have a job to get your kids ready.
Get them started off right. And you know, Dr. Woods, it's a process. Like you say, they start off as babies. And as parents and the community work with those kids, including churches, that's one of the things that I think churches need to be doing, getting outside of the walls to really touch people and encourage those young folks so they apply themselves in the best way to really be able to grow up and get good job. As an example, the state of Tennessee awarded me $1 million grant. Scholarship, $1 million scholarship in the area of engineering and computer science. And one of the things where my heart is at, I know there's a lot of fields that young people can go in. And I hate to see young people going trying to take easy course.
Oh, yeah.
And end up coming out after spending all that hard-earned money, getting loans that's going to take you the next 20 years to pay off, and end up working a job making $27,000 a year.
Right.
So I wanted to see kids to be able to go in and come out, and we want to take these kids and go follow them all the way through their education process and help them. So when they come out, I hope they'll want to stay in Tennessee and Chattanooga and give back right here, but that's their choice. But if they are interested in those two subjects, they can please get in touch with me. Me and my team working with UTC and UTK. We would love to be able to get them started. And this is a minority scholarship to help our kids, Black kids.
That's awesome.
So I'm looking forward to that. So
now tell me, do they have to already be in college when they apply for the scholarship? How do they actually?
We want these kids, Dr. Wood, coming right out of high school. Now, kids that's in college is probably already got some financial assistance.
Yes.
But if a kid is saying, I want to go to college, my mom, my dad can't afford it, I can't get no loans, I can't get enough scholarship, this is the kid that we're looking for, to pick him or her up. And once they sign into one of those two universities, UTC or UTK, and they sign in one of those fields, any field in engineering or any field in computer science, we'll pick them up from there.
I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this. Okay. This is called the James Moreland Scholarship. Mm-hmm. This is Mr. James Moreland. I'd like to introduce you all to him. This is called the James Moreland Scholarship. The scholarship program is named after Mr. James Moreland, a Black Chattanoogan and community activist. Moreland has been active in civic and church affairs, winning the WTCI B. Moore Award in 2012, Chattanooga Leadership Award, Hamilton County Distinguished Citizen Award, and many more over the years. And this is the criteria. And I know you all going to call in. The number, I'm going to read the criteria in just a minute. Our number here is 423-713-7614. We're taking calls now, but I'm going to read you all. Man, I didn't know about this. This is the criteria. Number one, you have to be admitted to either UTC or UTK. UTK is the University of Tennessee at Knoxville. I graduated from there. I wish I had got this money when I was going to college, but that's okay. God took care of the rest. But UTC or UTK, you have to declare a major of engineering or computer science, the new student, freshman, or transfer. Identify with one of the following minority groups: Black, Latino, or Native American. You have to be a resident of Tennessee and a minimum of 2.75 high school grade point average. A 3.0 and above is preferred. The scholarship will look at the students' financial needs for tuition to assist them in their financial needs to complete their education. This is awesome.
Yeah.
This is awesome right here.
It's a great opportunity to help some young kids.
Wow. So listen, y'all, it is no excuse, number one, for you not to be successful or be striving toward being successful, because we have so many ways that we can help you. All you have to do is reach out. And if you need help, y'all know my number. Y'all call me all the time on my cell phone. So I know you know my number. But we are here. And if you forget what we talked about, this show is being recorded. You can go back and look at our show. We've got every social media platform. We've got a YouTube channel, Twitter, Instagram. We're worldwide on our internet. And we also are on Facebook. We have our podcast. There is no way that you can't reach some of us here through our ways of communication. Inbox us, Twitter us, tweet us, whatever you need to do. We will get back to you because we have a winning team of folk that's surrounding us here at this radio station, and we do answer. So please use that. So, Mr. Moreland, is there a place or a phone number that they need to call, or a website to apply for this?
They could use my phone number, area code 423-364-1414. 1697, or they can do my email, which is real simple. I'm a Vols fan. So my email is ejm@vol.com. I think I'm the only one that has that,
All
that
right.
email address.
Okay. So what's your real name? I heard you say E. What's your first name?
You know what?
See, that you don't want to
I,
tell
I,
nobody what the
I
E
don't tell
stand
a
for.
lot of people my first name, Dr. Wood.
Is it Albert
It's early.
Early?
Like early. Can you imagine kids in school early in the morning?
So he used to
but,
get bullied.
but
But
you
we
know
didn't
what
call
though?
it bully back then. We call it jugging.
I asked my mom and I asked my dad, so why did you all give me that name? Was I born early? They said, no, you were really born late. I said, how did you come up with early? So I don't know how I got that name.
Wow. So it is E for early, J for James, and M for Moreland.
Right.
EJM Vol at let me see.
VOL.com.
VOL Vol for the volunteers. VOL.com. That's easy, y'all.
How about that?
Y'all just email him, EJMVols.com.
Right.
And apply, inquire about the James Moreland Scholarship. And on average, what is the average scholarship giveaway? What does it range
Per
from?
kid.
Per kid.
What we are doing, we are taking each kid, looking at his or her financial need, and putting in whatever they need individually to get them through that.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Congratulations for you
Yeah.
being named. This is kind of like an endowment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Somewhat's an endowment fund. That's big, y'all. When y'all get an endowment, you know, that means you in the big league. When you get an endowment, this will continue on and on and on.
Yeah.
And so we are very proud of this. And also very happy that you chose this particular community, the state of Tennessee, rather, to give young Black and
Sure.
Latino and Asian kids the opportunity to get their education
Sure.
with some financial assistance. So
Right.
I thank you for that.
And the thing that's excited, Dr. Wood, with what you are doing here, I call it a clearinghouse. If we got a scholarship to help a kid, somebody else got that the job opportunity to help a kid, somebody else got some other gifts or learning to help a kid. It's a clearinghouse coming through here, allow you to get the best of the best. So I encourage people to call in to this station, work with the Alton Park group, work with Dr. Woods to really help yourself.
Yes. And I also want to just, for clarification, let everyone know that Alton Park Development Corporation has been around since 1998. And we have survived just about everything. We went through some of the worst economic times of history. We went through all kinds of crises. We done survived COVID. We had this community of Alton Park was one of the most polluted communities in the nation. Walter Cronkite declared that we were the dirtiest city, and it was because of the factories that were located primarily in Alton Park. The air was polluted, the ground, the soil, the groundwater, the creeks, everything was polluted. And this organization was founded on the principle, of cleaning up this community and revitalizing Alton Park. So from that, we also got a Hope 6 grant, if you all are familiar with, and we were able to build some houses and kind of replenish the housing stock out here in Alton Park. We're still a long way away from where we really need to be, but we are not where we used to be. Right. So we're still
and what you have done, Dr. Wood, have changed the face of Alton Park. Getting rid of that old housing project.
Yes.
Oh, thank Jesus for
yes,
that.
Yes, Spencer McCollum home is gone. Now we have the villages.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing because it was Alton Park Development Corporation, the city, the county, and the state all working together on that application to the federal government to get the $36 million for this community. Once again, it was people from all walks of life working together on the board. There were, your elected officials, it was your bankers, the foundations, everybody poured in to this organization. That was the goal, to clean up Alton Park and revitalize Alton Park. But we are still here because the work is not done. We are have launched our fundraiser. Our marketing director is working on getting that completed, where you can donate $1, whatever you want, every month or every day, every week, to Autumn Park Development Corporation. It is a 501c3 nonprofit, so every penny of what you give to this organization is a tax write-off. And we have many other ways you can give to Autumn Park other than just to donate. We have a thrift store in here. Come and shop, get something for your bang. Or we have an awesome thrift store. We also have an event hall. Come rent out our facility here for your birthday party, your anniversary, or whatever it is that you want to do. Come lease our facility. That donation that you give to Autumn Park to use our facility is also tax deductible. So I don't know no other way to say it, but that you can't lose when you give to Autumn Park Development Corporation. And we are in the process of renovating this very historic building. This was built in 1963 at the height of the civil rights movement for Black children only. And it is still intact. We need a new roof because it's never had a new roof. We need new heating and air system because back then, they were on the boiler system. So we are raising funds to give you all a facility, as you call it, a hub, where you can come in and that you'll feel proud of it, and that it's a facility where you can sit in here and be cool when you need to be, warm when you need to be, and you won't have any water leaking on your head, right? So, y'all, we are really asking and pleading with this entire community to jump on board with us, because I say it all the time. One of these days, I'm gonna be gone. You're gonna be gone, Mr. Moreland.
Sure.
But the work will
Still be there.
Still be there. And this facility right here is for the community. God gave it to us for $0. Did y'all hear me? God gave it to us for $0, and it's worth over $2 or $3 million, and probably more now that the market has went up crazy like it is. And so we have given this back to the community because that's what God wanted us to do. And so you are welcome here. If we got the space, you are welcome here if you're helping the community. That's why Mr. Moreland has his office. He gonna be here. He got a place. He got a home, because this is the hub for our community to come together. This radio station was founded by me so that African Americans, Latinos, minorities, we could be educated and engaged with one another and empowered to go out and make our communities better. Sure. That's why we're here. No other reason than that. And we throw in the gospel and the jazz and a little R&B and a little blues music to entertain in between in our talk show. But we want everything that comes out of our mouth on this mic to improve your life and to give you all the things that we know that can move you and propel you to greater heights. We want to change the trajectory of our people in our community.
Sure.
We don't have to kill one another.
That's right.
We don't have to be, in our homes and don't know how to do an application. Right. We have people that are here that can help you.
Sure.
We don't have to be homeless if we don't want to be. We don't have to be hungry. And we don't have to fight one another. We can work together. And that's what we're going to change.
Sure.
We're going to work together. I'm not mad at not one single person in this city or in this world. I love everybody.
Sure.
No matter what. And ain't a darn thing you can do about it.
That's what makes us unique.
Yes.
Because working together bring results.
Yes, it does. Yeah. Yes, it does.
I like
this is my brother. I love him. I love him. And there's nothing he can do to me that make me mad at him. He may straighten me out because I may have some wrinkles. That's okay. I may have a few things to say to him, but we going to love each other in the end, because whatever we say to each other to straighten each other out is for the betterment. It's right. To help each other. And that's called love. So all you see from Dr. Woods is love. All you're going to see from Mr. Moreland is love. Right. And so that's what it's all about. When you take away strife, replace it with love.
Exactly.
That's it.
So we're looking forward to a great time, helping people, people helping themselves, people helping others. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, we're gonna put his information on our website. Once we get the information where you can actually click, it'll take you straight to his email, or where you can click information about the scholarship. We're gonna get that information and put it on our website. Our website is WPTP1001FM.com. And the WPTP stands for Power to the People. That's what the call letters mean. And so we are giving the power to you because you have the power. It's all in you and all in me. And so before we get off the show today, I want to show you all a report, and I want to commend Miss Candy Johnson with the Urban League, and I'm going to give her a call because I do my research. And I ran across the State of Black Chattanooga, and this publication, you all see, was put together by Urban League under the direction and presidency of Miss Candace Johnson. So if you don't have your copy, let me tell you, knowledge is power. There is so much information about the city of Chattanooga as it pertains to Black people and people of color in this book. I like to call this the Bible
for Black people.
of Black people. And when you get this book, I mean, it's beautiful. It's colorful. It's got graphs and pictures and maps and graphs and bars and numbers and logarithms, and you just name it. It's in this book. And it's so easy to read and understand. If you don't have this book and you want to know what's going on with Black people and minorities in this community, you better go get it. It's free. Download it. Go to the Urban League website. And it was so good. I sent it over to Kinko's and I said, print that for me in color and bind it. You see my little binder? I don't know if they got my picture up here yet. But look at the binder here. This is the binder because I wanted to be able to flip through it and not lose one single page. So Candace Johnson, I want to give a salute to you today for putting an awesome book together for us to go reference to and to understand what's really going on with Black Chattanooga in the city of Chattanooga. Yes. Thank you again. So again, it's called The State of Black Chattanooga. And this book was produced by the Urban League of Greater Chattanooga, Inc. And so you all please go to their website, download this. Look at my folk over there. Boy, they bad. Look at my people over here. They have put it up on the screen and for you all to see, but it is bad. Candy, you a bad girl. You're a bad girl. You knocked yourself out on that. I love excellence. I love excellence. This is excellent. So, with that being said, Mr. James Moreland, anything else?
Time really flies.
It does. It flies when you're having fun. I want to tell you all before he finishes up the last statement that Jimmy Allgood is in the house. You all, he is in the event hall, auditioning drummers, guitarists, keyboardists, and background singers, because I know y'all don't believe it, but the man really has made it. He got a huge contract with Fever International, and he's going on tour. And so he is creating his band and his backup singers, and he wanted to start in Chattanooga. Now, if he doesn't get the talent, he's gonna move on to the next city. But he started here. So if you all think you got it, he's gonna be here to 4:30 or 5:30, looking for that person or those persons who can do it like the record label want them to do it. And on May the 21st, I'm going to be gone. I'm going to be in Las Vegas because he's got a concert going on there in Las Vegas, and I'm going to be there. I've already got my plane booked. Thank you for my frequent flyer miles. I'm going to use some of my frequent flyer miles, and I'm going to stay in the Palazzo in Las Vegas, and I got $25 that I will spend on the machine. Dr. Woods do not believe in blowing money. I got $25. If I win big on that 25, great. If I don't, I'm through. So I will gamble a little bit, but that's it. That's for fun and entertainment. It ain't a habit. But yeah, we're gonna fly out of here on the 21st.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and also on May the 3rd, Chattanooga's Girls Inc. is having their Unbossed Award ceremony. And yes, one of our talk show celebrity hosts is an honoree, and that is Doll Sandridge. We have already got a table, her colleagues. We're going to be there, WPTP, to support her. So I want to give a shout out to celebrity talk show host Miss Doll Sandridge on her award with Girls Inc. Unbought Award. Isn't that awesome? So she's a young girl, young lady doing things, and she's doing it with excellence. She's only 34, but you all should read her story. She is amazing. She was in, I think, Chatter magazine. I mean, she's just, I love what I see with her, and I love her tenacity, and I love how she's doing things.
Great.
So I want to just give a shout out to her on her award on May the 3rd. We will be in the house celebrating with her and with all the other honorees. Shout out to all the other young ladies who have received this award that will be on May the 3rd. Also, the Musical Festival and Arts Foundation is having a big event today on Brainerd Road. We're going to put up the information about them. Shout out to those young folk who are doing the thing in fashion, models, and music. I thank them for coming on the show last week. You can go back and look at the video. They were on our show last week, and they're just some phenomenal, talented young people in the arts. So shout out to them. You all go out and support them at their event. I think it starts at 3 today and goes on to 8 o'clock tonight. So with that being said, I want to turn it over to you. You all pray every day. Every day, pray. Definitely pray for Autumn Park Development Corporation and this community and what we're doing, our budget proposal. Pray that the Lord would touch the heart of every commissioner that has to vote, every mayor that has the power to do what they can do to help this community. Pray that he would touch their heart and open up those doors of opportunity for our community as we go forth on May the 11th with presentation in front of the Finance Committee and also thereafter in front of the commissioners, because they are the ones that have the power. And so we'll be presenting to them our presentation. I have the whole application package, and when I'm done with it, it's got to be turned in on the 28th. I'm going to turn it over to our leaders who have done this before to look over it to make sure we're all in agreement with it, and then we're going to present it to them before the 28th, and then on the 11th, go before them.
Great.
Yeah.
And Dr. Wood, I'd just like to say in closing, I thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you for pulling all of us together so that we can make whatever contribution that we can make to help our people all over this city. Thanks again for the hard work that you do, the dedication that you have, and the leadership that you have to bring us together. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Well, thank you so much. Boy, he's awesome. Isn't he awesome? I love your voice, too. You got one of those good radio voices. I'm telling you, we might talk about that. So until next week, we want you all to go out, find your church. You're always welcome to Greater Emmanuel Apostolic Church, located at 400 Tunnel Boulevard in Chattanooga, in East Chattanooga, on Sunday, with our morning worship starting at 10 o'clock a.m. With that being said, we are out. God bless you and have peace this week. And I love you. See you next week.